Did the Russo brothers confirm Captain Marvel in Avengers Infinity War when she's only supposed to be in Avengers 4? I'm basically going to be breaking down this interview that actually the Russo brothers were actually filmed saying that Captain Marvel was actually going to be in Infinity War. And I'll be kind of exposing this and kind of really breaking it down and just talking about my thoughts on it and if it's true or if it's not. Maybe they misspoke. We don't know. But guys, if you want to hear my thoughts on this, definitely make sure you guys stay tuned. How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh, and if you guys like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Avengers Infinity War and Captain Marvel going forward, definitely consider subscribing so you guys get plenty of videos on all that kind of stuff. Also, make sure you guys definitely consider turning on that bell notification so you guys can keep up to date with all my latest uploads. Make sure you guys definitely smash that like button if you guys like the video. And of course, comment below your thoughts below. Do you guys think Captain Marvel will make an appearance in Infinity War or wait for Avengers 4 in her solo movie? Let me know down in the comments below. But guys, with all that out of the way, let's get into the video, Webheads. Alright, so with a bunch of Entertainment Tonight interviews really coming out online, and they're like full interviews. A couple videos ago, you guys can definitely check that video out right here. I went over all the stuff that came out for Entertainment Tonight, and now there's a lot more interviews of certain actors and the directors of the movie, the Russo brothers, surfacing online, and I got to see one, and one of my friends of mine actually asked me and sent me a link to the Russo brothers interview for Entertainment Tonight. They said that they were really excited to work with Brie Larson, and they were really excited to introduce Captain Marvel in the movie. Now, are they basically confirming that Captain Marvel will be in Avengers Infinity War? Now, I will say this right off the top. This definitely could be possible. It definitely could be possible that Brie Larson and Captain Marvel are going to make an appearance in Infinity War, and maybe they're in the end credit scene or just the end of the movie. Maybe she makes her first appearance in that movie. It definitely is possible. However, I think it's totally wrong. I think that the Russo brothers, they've said similar things like this in the past, and I definitely have been a little skeptical of what they've been saying, because we have to remember, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4, they're a connected story. No matter what they tell you, which they've said two different things this entire time. They've said, one, that it's a connected, big, just giant story, but at the same time, they're not a classic one-parter and two-parter. So how I take this is, if you look at the Harry Potter movies, especially the last two, or even the Hunger Games, you look at the last two of those movies, they take one entire story and they cut it in two, and that's how they do it. This is not what's happening. They're taking basically just two stories and they're just kind of making it one big overall story. That kind of makes sense. So, the first movie will have a beginning and not just a cliffhanger ending, but it will actually just have a definite ending to that movie. That's the definite ending. Whether it comes out good or bad, it's not supposed to be a cliffhanger, it's supposed to be a definite ending. So that's what they've said in the past. And the same thing goes for Avengers 4, a definite beginning, a definite ending. They definitely will have similarities in both stories, but at the same time, they're two totally different films that stand on their own, and that's really what they are. But at the same time, they definitely can have a lot more connections than the usual MCU movies do. And that's how I think we really have to take this. So, when they're filming both movies, I have a feeling that they're really just kind of thinking themselves. I mean, you have to think about it like they are. They're editing one movie while filming Avengers 4 in another one. So they're doing both at the same time, and they're definitely working on both movies at the same time. So there's probably a lot of confusion going through their minds. And we gotta remember, these two are human beings, so they're gonna mess up time and time again in interviews and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I am pretty sure that they're actually just talking about Avengers 4. I think they're excited to work with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel in Avengers 4. But of course, both these movies are very much related to each other, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4. So I'm thinking that they're actually just talking about Brie Larson being in Avengers 4, not in Infinity War, and I almost can guarantee you guys that she's not going to be in the movie. They've said it time and time again that she's not going to be in the movie. She's not even listed on any of the posters, she's not on the IMDb, she is nowhere to be found in Infinity War. So I'm thinking that they just misspoke a little bit and they just basically said that Brie Larson will be a part of these movies just in Avengers 4. That's what I think she's talking about. And the same thing goes with what I was talking about in another video, where they're basically saying that characters are going to sacrifice themselves, characters are going to die, characters are going to go and live happy lives. They've said that in the Entertainment Weekly magazines, but in that video I do explain there will be characters that will probably die in Infinity War, yes. But at the same time, they go on and live like happily ever after, and they go on and live happy lives. How is that possible? if Avengers 4 is coming out right around the corner. In 1 year's time, we will be coming up to Avengers 4. So how can they live happy lives if this takes place right after Avengers Infinity War? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm thinking that they're actually talking about them as one big story, which is really confusing if you really think about it. So I think that they're actually just kind of being a little confusing at this. Definitely getting confused by both movies, probably. I mean, hey, I can only say what my perspective on it is, because I don't see Captain Marvel coming into this movie. I think they're saving her for Avengers 4 and her solo movie, especially because that takes place in the 90s. And I feel as though they want to save her for Avengers 4. And Infinity War, I feel as though it's already jam-packed with a bunch of characters. And I think that they're actually just going to be focusing on the main characters that they've been focusing on the trailers. And then when Avengers 4 comes, all those other characters like Hawkeye and Ant-Man, they're going to come to the forefront along with Captain Marvel, and they're going to be at the forefront of those movies. Those are going to be some of the main characters of those ones. Of course, like Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Thor, they're probably going to still be the main characters, but they're going to be swapping some out, like, say, Black Panther and Winter Soldier and War Machine, all those ones for, like, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and Captain Marvel. And then I think that movie is the definite cutoff for where some characters are going to permanently die, not just die and come back. Like, I think some characters are going to die in Infinity War and then come back in Avengers 4. I think in Avengers 4 they're going to permanently die. That's just my speculation on it. That's my perspective on this entire situation. I could be totally wrong. Captain Marvel could definitely show up in Infinity War, and then say like a bunch of heroes could permanently die, and then some characters go off and live happy lives forever. And then everybody else is left to deal with Avengers 4 and that problem. I just think it's very inconsistent with the storytelling and wouldn't make a lot of sense. Say like Captain America goes and lives a happy life, and then Avengers 4, he's not in there because he just wants to live his happy life. He doesn't feel like he needs to come back. That wouldn't make a heck of a lot of sense, so I don't think that makes sense at all. And we've seen Captain America and Iron Man and like Ant-Man and like Hulk already in Avengers 4 set photos, so that doesn't really add up at all. But guys, let me know down in the comments of what do you guys think about this. Do you think Captain Marvel will be in Infinity War? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to hear all your opinions on this. Make sure you guys definitely smash that like button if you guys like this video. Definitely consider subscribing to Webhead so you guys get plenty more videos on all the stuff on Captain Marvel, in Infinity War, and Avengers 4 going forward. Definitely turn on that notification bell so you guys can keep up to date with all my latest uploads. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye. Alrighty, Webheads, if you guys like this video and you guys want to see more, make sure you guys definitely consider subscribing over here to Webhead so you guys get more on Avengers 4, Avengers Infinity War, and Captain Marvel going forward. Definitely turn on that notification bell. Also, make sure you guys definitely check out my social media links in the description below so you guys can follow me on various social media networks and check out the 2 videos below me. I think you guys would really enjoy. But thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye.